Hello and welcome, Snake here. Today I want to talk about Tower of Zharr and abilities that I think you should prioritize whenever you play your campaign of Chaos Dwarfs. If you're not familiar, Chaos Dwarfs have, outside of technology and outside of a military convoy, they also have mechanic that is progressive like mechanic that gives you extra stuff. There is 3 tiers, and there is the final where you can confederate your fellow Chaos Dwarfs. Each tier is split into 3. It's like Sorcery District, Military District, and Industry District, which, says for itself what it is. And I'm gonna talk about things you should absolutely prioritize immediately, and then after some time, value. So, mine is not like fully example because I'm about to confederate somebody, but yeah. So the most valuable at the start, immediately when you can, you collect enough what's called conclave influence. Yeah, you collect enough to get your first thing, and the first absolutely thing should be this Machinator. Raw materials plus 100 per turn, and output raw materials 5%. Raw materials, if you don't know, are pretty much the resources you require for improving your major settlements, the towers, and you need raw materials to build most industry buildings and settlement itself. The military buildings requires armament, so that's another thing. But if you want to improve, you want to have raw materials as many as possible as early as you get. The next one, there is a couple of here, and the next one should be armaments 25 per turn. These two are your priority, absolutely priority. It also gives the armaments output plus 5%, but that's for later. But at the start, these two should be your absolute priority. And if AI will steal it, take it back. In order to progress to tier 2, you need to have 2 full districts completed. So you might focus on, 1 district if you want to have progressing it faster, but I would never bother. Because, all you get is some kind of extra stuff on top of it, but like immediately cause wall breach when besieging. This is nice, especially when you roll with Hobgoblin army. It's really good because you don't have to siege attacker. You don't have to put it in your army. Okay, so in Industry District, grants a random follower or banner every 3 turns. This is okay, but follower banners, they can be hit or miss, mostly miss. So there is shit tons of crap ones and a few really good ones. So it's not that valuable. What else? Diplomatic relations with Chaos Dwarfs and Norska and Chaos in general, plus trade tariffs 50%. This is very nice if you want to have a good relations with Chaos, but it's not necessary, but because they will like you anyway. So I wouldn't bother. Excise collector, income from province capital settlement, buildings 25%. Again, nothing serious. I think I took it just to fill district and move on. So it just increase a little bit of your income, that's it. Replenish 15% campaign movement range after winning a battle. This one is really nice, but 15 is not a lot. So, you know, it's definitely very useful, especially if you're planning to fight a lot. So you're gonna use it for sure. But at the start, you know, early stages, you might not even benefit that much from it. Armor of Contempt, I would pick it as literally the last. These abilities I would pick as the last one. And I know they're really good, but the value is somewhere else. Grants a random weapon or armor every 3 turns, and this is really good. All the one that gives you equipment every 3 turns are really fucking good, and you should eventually focus on them. I even had it, but AI stole it, and I didn't bother to reclaim it. What else do we have? Yeah, so now, casualty replenish plus 6%. This is fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I think they took it. Yeah, they took it from me. Or somebody else. It doesn't matter. It's good to have it, but it's not a big deal. Grants random enhancement item, talisman, or arcane item in every 3 turns. Again, every 3 turns an item, great. However, this one is quite valuable later. This one is absolutely valuable in the later stages of the game, where you want to spend a lot of armaments to improve capacity for your units. So I wouldn't bother at the start or early stages whatsoever. Winds of Magic Power Reserve plus 2 per turn, or Winds of Magic Power Reserve capacity plus 5. This is very nice. This is very nice for one simple reason. Chaos Dwarfs, starting locations, and in general locations struggles with Winds of Magic. And you can say, hey, it's random, they should be sometimes bad, sometimes better. No, they're fucked completely, absolutely shit, and I wouldn't, I wouldn't be sure if it's like scripted. So definitely the raw material and armaments are absolutely key. Later on, every 3 turns item, or the Winds of Magic if you want to have a spellcaster. So if you want to have a spellcaster, absolutely focus, and you start to feel that you struggle with the Winds of Magic because they don't have channeling stance, then go for it. You're not gonna regret it. It's gonna be fine. But the equipment one, AI will steal it from you, and you want to have, the good ones secured, and then you will get the equipment so AI can steal the equipment, because for some reason they tend to prioritize the equipment ones. And once you go into tier 2, there are other things. So starting from Sorcerer District, this one is massive. It's fucking amazing because it gives you free capacity plus 1 every 4 turns for random Bull Centaur, Kadai, or flying monsters. Now, there is a second version of that, and this one is here. Capacity for chosen melee infantry or missile infantry. So, depends what army you're building, which units you're using. No, it's here. So depends which unit you're planning to build up. These you should use. So either, Bull Centaurs, Flying Monsters, and Kadai. Actually, Kadai and Bull Centaurs were right. Jesus, I'm old. Or Flying Monsters. So the monsters as well. Right, so either these or either these. So whatever you pick, it's always good. Literally, it's always good, because you're never gonna have a problem with capacity that much, because you get every 4 turns 1 for free, and this one is absolute. One of those should be your priority immediately. Depends which you pick. I went for bull centaurs early on, heavy, because my faction is, bull centaur focused. Focus. Astragoth Ironhide is, the man with a plan for bull centaurs. But if you go for infantry, it's still, these are super powerful. Again, what else you have to choose? Ability that gives you Kadai Fireborn to summon. Great, but they degrade over time, and it's just cast and forget. Flame and Shadow, it's like bombardment ability, decent, but every 4 turns 1 unit, come on. And again, Dreadquake Battery, great, but no. Again, ability, maximum convoy capacity, and load recruitment for +5 for convoy overseer. This one is the worst one here. That's why it even AI didn't bother. It's literally the worst one, because for convoys, once I get the good items, I'm pretty much done. So yeah. Construction time for all buildings is very nice, but not really necessary, not really needed. And conclave influence gain 1 per turn for factory settlement building. This one is the best here ever when you start need conclave influence in order to progress. You need a lot of factories, because for every factory you get 1 extra. This one is huge. But why I didn't, told you to focus on it immediately? Well, because you don't have much factories at the start, right? So this can wait. But capacity for units should not wait whatsoever. So this is massive value, and once you start getting those factories, you should focus on it, because it will skyrocket your, well, maybe not skyrocket, but definitely improve your conclave influence gaining, which leads to getting more of those seats. So you want to have it, and if AI steal it, take it back, because it's worth literally everything. And that's it for tier 2. When it comes to tier 3, there is only 3 of these, 2 of each, because it drops down 1 by 1, and at the final you have Confederation. So Industry District gives you workload requirement for raw materials and consumed by buildings. This one is economically great. It's really good. It's only 5%, don't expect much, but hey, 5% is better than nothing, right? Construction cost -2% for each industry seat claimed in the Tower of Zharr. Yeah, you just reduce the cost of building, but nothing great. Upkeep for each military seat claimed by Tower of Zharr. You can have maximum 9% upkeep reduction. Nothing amazing. This, on the other hand, is great. Field Marshal spawns a temporary army of hobgoblins when sacking enemy settlement, has a 5-turn cooldown. All armies. And now, this army is not degrading over time. You cannot replenish it. Oh, it does degrade, sorry. It does have a hobgoblin attrition. But if you fight, they will, stay to immune. You also pay upkeep for it, but you don't have supply lines, so whatever. And this is really neat, because sometimes it just lets you have extra bodies on the battlefield. Hobgoblins are not the strongest fighters there, but it's almost free. And it's free when it spawns, and that's just a value insane. It's just insane value. Next up is Doom of Hashut, which is another bombardment. Nothing crazy. And Winds of Magic power reserve capacity +3 for each sorcery seat claimed in Tower of Zharr. Again, whatever you want to do. If you need Winds of Magic, you need upkeep reduction, up to you. But this one should be your main one. The first, the priority, absolutely priority. And then Confederate. Just Confederate what you feel who's about to get wiped, because you do want to have legendary lords. So Legion of Asgard and Warhost of Zharr, these are factions with 2 legendary lords. I mean, with legendary lord per one, so you want to have it when they're on the brink of destruction. And they get wiped. The worst part is when you won't make it on time and they just die. This is one of the worst feeling, because not like Beastmen or Dwarfs, where when they confederate, you know, they can confederate dead lord, legendary lord faction, and bring back that lord back to your faction when they confederate. It's not present here, which is weird, because it should be. Or am I wrong, because I do not remember? Because whenever I played Chaos Dwarfs, I did have them confederating. I mean, they did die, survive, so I don't know. When you get Conclave, the Master of Conclave, and you get Servants of the Conclave, you get Zarnagrand fully developed. It's a tier 5 settlement with good stuff in it. So it's nicely free developed settlement where you can just get it for free, but again, I would prioritize on legendary lords. If they're in a great shape, then pick whatever you want. And that's it. Yeah, that's the abilities. And again, let's go through it. You get the raw materials and armaments. This will give you the flow. You will get the raw materials. 100 is not a big deal, right? Armaments plus 25 per turn is a big deal, because in order to get armaments, you do need to put some effort at the start. So getting them for free will give you easy access to either technology or building a specific building that you need. But it can just give you, extra oomph at the start, which I use to increase capacity of my bull centaurs. That was the beginning. I was spamming armaments just to get the bull centaurs and keep rolling with my main army, so I can destroy literally everyone, and I did. So that was very useful. After you get these and you still didn't progress forward, get every 3 turns item, and then campaign movement range after winning. Unless you want a Winds of Magic, but it's mainly up to you what you need the most currently. If you're good with Winds of Magic, don't bother, get items, and later on when you start spending much armament, get this one. If you don't, if you spend one every turn, 3, 4, 5 turns, don't bother, it's a waste. Better get equipment, because the equipment ones, AI will definitely steal it from you. Like I said, later on, Conclave for the later stages, unit capacity. Either of these, they're the huge, and at this point, just the Hobgoblin and Confederate whoever you want. I hope that was helpful. I hope you learned something. If you disagree with me, if you have a different opinion about certain seats in the Tower of Zharr, please leave a comment. I will definitely answer on it. Meanwhile, consider subscribing. You can help me a lot. It's free. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Take care and bye bye.